Hello, I'm Cassie, and welcome back to my allotment journey. As you might see, I'm not at my allotment. I would love to be at my allotment, but it is absolutely pouring down with rain again. Every time I want to go to my allotment, it's raining and it's cold. And yeah, I guess I could go and do more stuff in the rain, but there's only so much allotmenting in the rain that I can do. I've decided to come and spend a couple of hours in my greenhouse and to possibly do some repotting and to certainly do some more seed sowing. So I'll run through what my plans are for the sowing with you now. One of the things that it's a good idea to get sowing early, because they can take a long time to germinate, are celery and celeriac. Now, my regular followers will know that I've got a lot of celery and celeriac in my allotments at the moment. Anyway, we need to start thinking already about next seasons. And so I'm going to sow the golden self-blanching celery that I grew last time and the giant Prague improved celeriac. And those are ones that I purchased from Real Seeds last year. And a red giant celery. Now, the red giant celery, I clearly sowed last year, but what happened to it, I don't know. But I will sow these as well alongside the other celeriac and celery. So that's those. Then on to some early sowing brassicas. So I have found 3 lots of cauliflower that say they can be sown early. One of them is an igloo cauliflower. The other, another is a early snowball. It's a dwarf one for close plantings. And finally, and I've seen a lot of people planting this, understandably, all the year round cauliflower. I think this came through a magazine, which is probably why lots of people are sowing it. I'm just going to sow a few of each. I don't need masses of cauliflower, but similarly, I don't think I want to have to choose and then choose one that doesn't do particularly well. I mean, these ones, particularly this seed packet, I think is a few years old. I mean, it does say best before December this year, but who knows? So I'm going to give that a go. And then I've got it's kind of an exhibitor red cabbage. So I'm not probably going to be exhibiting my red cabbage, but I probably am hoping that I get a good size one. So it says large specimens sow February. And the final brassica in my list is an autumn broccoli. So you sow that February to April. And it's a Cavina one. Again, most of these are previously used packets, with the exception of the all year round cauliflower and that red cabbage. So that's my brassicas. Then I'm going to do a tray full of salad. What have I got in the salad department? I have got some lettuce. Good start, isn't it? Lettuce. And now this lettuce is labelled My Queen, and I grew it a couple of years ago, quite successfully actually, hundreds of the damn things, and said, oh, it's My Queen. And when I looked it up, there isn't a variety of lettuce called My Queen. It's called May Queen, which makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? May Queen. So that's a May Queen lettuce. And then what else have I got? I've got a all year round lettuce. So that'll go in as well. I've got a Lollo Rossa lettuce. I've got salad rocket, and I've got mixed spicy leaves. So I thought if I do a tray of those and have a salad bed somewhere in my allotments, that would be a good thing to do. Excellent. I've just spotted some seeds there that I thought I meant to sow last time. Oh no. I clearly didn't get round to sowing last time my spring onions. We're going to sow some spring onions. Lovely. So I've got some Lilia red spring onions and some red bunching spring onions and a little packet of white Lisbon spring onions. Oh my lord, I've got so many onions galore. So also to go with the salads, I've got baby leaf nasturtium blue pepper, which is grown for its blue leaf, and it is a salad leaf, but it also has some nice red flowers apparently. And I think these are ones again. This packet, look at the state of it. I don't know whether they'll still be okay. I think it was in the bottom of a bag somewhere. I'm going to stick them in with the salads as well. And then what have I got left in my little box? I've got an aubergine that escaped my aubergine sowing. And if I don't sow that soon, although it does say sow February to April, but I don't believe that. I think aubergines do need a long time. So I'm going to top up my aubergine supplies with a green version of aubergine. This is all if I don't run out of time and energy. And then I've got some peas. I've got soup peas because these are the only ones I had that say to sow from February. I've seen lots of people sowing peas. I've sown some peas for shoots here, but not peas for peas. And I think you probably can, but I'm going to start with these. So these are soup peas that you don't kind of eat from the pod. You eat them and make soup from them. Right, so that's lots of seeds to sow. Let me get on with making some trays ready for them. So I've decided to sow my brassicas in one of these 40 cell trays. They're quite big and deep, and the reason that I've chosen those as opposed to some of the smaller seed trays that I've got is that a big mistake I've made is I think planting them out too soon when they're not strong enough and they get slugged. So I think if I can leave them longer, as I probably can in this tray, to get a bit bigger and stronger, I might be in with a better chance for my brassicas. Now these trays take a lot of compost. That's the only downside, and I am not sieving it all. It doesn't really need it in my view. It is made for seeds, but I have sieved some and I will put it up top layer, which is where the seeds will be germinating. Those in there and leave them to soak up the water. Oh, I've got it stuck. Great. I'm going to do my salad leaves next. Let's see how much of a mess I can make there. What have I got left to sow? I've got the spring onions, I've got the solitary aubergine, I've got the celeriac and the celery, and I've got the soup peas. I don't know where I'm going to put them all. The main thing is, I'm supposed to cover it with some sort of plastic. That'll be good. Right, excellent. So, put that on in a minute. Let's get the seeds out. No, let's do the labels. Oh my god, they're so tiny. It's plastic. Right. I'm going to put it up here. It's got some heat. These are my aubergines. So all my aubergines have germinated except for the meatball ones. Now it did say on the packet, because I checked it yesterday, that they can take longer to germinate than some. So I'm going to leave them in. I'm going to put these on and then put the green aubergine seeds in and see if they germinate as well. Just pop them on into these little pots here, these little diddy ones. Let them get their own root system because they're just in a seed tray at the moment. And then we can put them on again. Unlike last year when I kept some in this pot rather too long. So while I'm doing this, let's have a look at what I got up to the last time I actually did make it to the allotments. I got a bit soggy. I'm here today on a very wet 1st of February, the month when we all start to think about the spring that's coming ahead. Having said that, it is actually quite miserable and grey outside. In fact, you can possibly tell by my rather soggy hair that it's been raining. When I did my last video here, several of you told me things I should have done, which is very helpful of you. I have a very informative audience. So Jane from Garden Yourself Happy UK, she asked me if I was going to mulch my asparagus bed after I cleared it, and I had completely forgotten to do that. I knew I should do that. I hadn't done it. So I have brought with me a bag of bunny litter, which is going to go over the top of my asparagus bed. Stella definitely told me that I needed to weed my garlic and onion beds because they don't like weeds. So I better do that, hadn't I? I don't want to have what I call a stelling off by Stella. So yeah, a couple of jobs there that I might be able to squeeze in if the rain holds off. So let's give it a go. Oh, flipping rain. Honestly, all I wanted to do was a bit of gardening. I just want to be gardening. Let's retreat into the shed. My place of warmth. Oh, I don't know. Time for half a biscuit. What sort of day is this? A malted milk. There we go. So in my shed, in this yellow bucket, I have a blackberry bush that came from my house when James brought up all the raspberry and currant bushes. And I kind of paused before putting this one in because we all know what brambles are like and how difficult they are to get rid of, and then to actually consciously put one in an allotment plot felt like it might be a little bit reckless. But I've been thinking about it, and I think if I'm careful and keep it contained, it did have the most beautiful blackberries, beautiful big black juicy blackberries, so it's worth keeping and replanting. So I think I have got just, let's go look outside. So ooh, see through the rainy window, just in front of there where the pallets are stacked waiting for the second compost bay to be built. Oh, it's all a bit wet and watery. Yeah, in that bit there where there's a dead cauliflower, I think in that corner blackberry bush could go, and I will just look after it really well. So yeah, that's a job for when it's stopped raining. Yeah. I just couldn't help myself. Having talked to you about my blackberry bush and say I'll come back and do it another time, I thought, I'll just go out and do it. It's only rain, it's only a bit of water. So I have now planted my blackberry bush, and while I was there in the pouring rain, I took the opportunity to do a bit of weeding on one of my other garlic beds. Oh, it is so full of couch grass. I'm kind of at the end of my wit's end in terms of dealing with it. All I can do while the garlic's in there is just keep pulling it up. I had the same thing with the chilies in there last year, and I should really have probably just dug it over. Very entrenched in no dig, but it's a real problem with couch grass. As you cover it with the damp proof plastic and grow things through it like I'm doing up on my plastic plot, so that's supposed to like get rid of it. I don't think it's going to get rid of it permanently, but yeah, hey ho, we just carry on. So yeah, I've done some of that. I'm going to nip outside now, quickly film what I did just for the evidence, and then I think it's probably time to head home and make some soup. So there's my blackberry bush, nicely bedded in. Did a good bit of digging there, nice deep hole. It's accompanied by a dead cauliflower. And my garlic here, oh, every time I film it, it looks worse than when I don't film it. But there's a lot of couch grass come up there. There's still some there, but I'm getting so wet, I'm going to have to go home. So a bit of a job done. Always bits of a job is better than no job. My water pot's knocked its lid off and is overflowing, and oh, I'm going to have to sort that out. Go, sorted. Completely full though, so it's probably just going to overflow again. Hey ho. So I think I've done about as much as I've got the energy to do in my greenhouse this afternoon, which feels like quite a lot. Probably isn't really, but there we go. So I'm now going to just give you a quick tour, in the absence of a plot tour, what's going on in my greenhouse right now. Here on my propagator, I've got my peppers, 9 different peppers, most of which have germinated and which I probably need to prick out and put into pots. But those have come on quite nicely. I just haven't got the chance to do it today. And then here, this is going to be the story of the year. This is dahlias. These are some dahlias in that tray there, which I only sowed 6 days ago. Look at them. They're zooming up. So those are doing really well. I've never grown dahlias from seed before. Those 2 pots there without the cover on are some aubergines, which I have pricked out just now. And they're one of 4 different types of aubergines, which I've had good germination from. Under the makeshift arrangement there, I've got the 2 different sorts of aubergines, a meatball one which has failed to germinate. I don't think it is going to germinate, and I'm going to see if I've got any more seeds for it and start again. A green night one, which is the one that I wanted to sow today, and I have done. Okay, here We've got a tray of leeks, which I sowed on the 26th of January. One type of which, the Musselburgh, has come up so far. The Prize Taker and the Jolants haven't, but they are further away from the little heater I've got at the back there. Here, I've got shallots that I only sowed. Okay, I sowed them on the 30th, so they've had 6 days, haven't really germinated yet as far as I can see. And then under this thing here, this plastic here, I've got the celeriac and the celery that I sowed today. In this tray here, what's this here? Those are all of 8 different sorts of onion that I sowed just a few days ago. 6 days ago now, I can't believe it's that long. Further back there, I've got the aubergines that I'm keeping under cover just to keep them a bit of warmth, because I've potted them on into some rather cold soil, I have to confess. And behind those are the spring onions, the spring onions that I've just sown today. Here are my Ayleside onions, the ones that I haven't potted on, which still I feel are doing well, at least as well as the ones I have potted on, which are here. The ones at the back of the second sowing. And then here, which, oh, here we have crash bang wallop. Oh my God, that's the one. Oh, shoot. That's my brassicas, which are in the soaking tray. I forgot they were in the soaking tray and have now slightly collapsed. I will move them in a moment when I've got 2 hands free. Oh my gosh, how many onions does a woman need? This is a little tray which I have sown with home saved seed of my onions, and those have come up unexpectedly well. I always doubt myself. Then we've got my sweet peas, some of which have been eaten. Then we've got my Globo onions. Good grief, I am just going to have so many onions are going to be coming out my ears. And then underneath them today, it's the salad. I've sown today those salad leaves. And all that's left to show you is are these tete-a-tete? No, these are Jeffrey daffodils and my paperwhites, which are growing here. My greenhouse is getting really full already, and it's only the 6th of February. What is it going to be like come May? Heaven only knows. Okay, I shall love you and leave you, and see you again soon. Bye-bye.